The forecast for Florida growing ever more grim over recent hours, with the largest evacuation in state history currently underway. We just got a new storm advisory for a storm that seems to present Florida its worst case scenario. For the latest, we go to Fox News meteorologist Adam Klotz. He joins us from the Fox Weather Center. Adam?
Hey, John. Yeah, we've just gotten the latest update, came in right at 11, so just moments ago. And we have seen a couple of changes. This was just a Category 4 storm, back up now to a Category 5 storm again. That means the winds back up to 160 miles an hour. To be a Cat 5, you need to be at 157 or greater. We just surpassed that threshold once again. Now, currently, you're looking at the eye of the storm running up on some of these outer barrier islands along Cuba. That obviously hasn't weakened it because, again, we did just gain a little bit of strength. We're expecting this to run along the coast of Cuba here through the overnight hours before eventually tomorrow making a turn and heading up towards the state of Florida. Now, we've seen some changes with this path in the most recent update as well. Previously, we were looking at this being a Category 4, going over some warm water and perhaps jumping back up to a Category 5. Our latest models are saying it stays a Cat 4, but the difference there is only going to be about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Still will be a massive storm when you run along the ground. Here we are taking you with it, and even this latest model is shifting this a little bit farther off to the west. So we're looking at this being a western side of Florida storm running up the Gulf Coast instead of running up the East Coast. When will it be making landfall? Sunday morning. But I think the conditions are going to start to deteriorate as early as tomorrow morning. So any folks there across portions of southern Florida, you're going to start to notice it tomorrow, even though it won't make landfall until Sunday morning. You see the storm throughout the entire day Sunday and then into early Monday, running up the coast of Florida or running up through the state of Florida into Georgia for you by Monday afternoon. And by that point, things will be all clear. Now notice whether it stays a Category 5 or not, it runs over some warm water here, and this is a very powerful system that runs there on the coast of southern Florida with some of those winds still around 150 miles an hour. And when you get that much wind, you're going to start to see some pulling up of the storm surge. And our most recent models are saying there's going to be spots with 5 to 10 feet above sea level. And with Florida being so low-lying, a lot of the ground's already close to sea level. That means you're talking about 8, 9 feet of standing water above the ground in many cases. That's going to put a lot of first floors underwater. So a lot to be paying attention to here, John, as we're looking at hurricane warnings still in place for South Florida. There's a watch there for Central Florida, but I wouldn't be surprised here in the next 24 hours or so if that's turned into a warning as well as this storm moves more and more to the north. John.
So, Adam, a lot of people, they've been told to evacuate in low-lying areas in Florida. A lot of people might say, hey, you know, I've seen the images on TV. I'm not going to go until morning, for instance. You're suggesting that especially for those in the South, if they want to go, they should go basically now.
Yeah, and Florida's so tough because there's basically 2 roads you can take. But the more we look at this, South Florida is going to be impacted. There's no way around that. Storm surge, very strong winds. Folks need to really either have a safe place in mind already or they need to be hitting the road. Yeah,
as you say, I mean, a storm surge of 5 to 10 feet, that's going to overwash just about everything in the Florida Keys.
Right. You know, so many places when we talk about these storms, 10 feet might not do a lot because the ground begins to rise. This is just very low-lying land. So in Florida, it's unique. 5 or 10 feet can go miles inland. So it's not necessarily just those folks you see right along the coast with houses. It can go quite a ways inland and still be impacting people.
Yeah. When I lived in Miami's Coconut Grove, I was a whopping 13 feet above sea level because I was on some kind of a coral bluff, a very safe place for that part of Miami at least. Adam, thank you.